Ben Jonson's To the Reader, prefixed to the Shakespeare First Folio opposite the Droeshout Masque. Opposite or adjacent to the Droeshout Masque concealing Francis Bacon, the true author of the Shakespeare First Folio, is the address To the Reader signed BJ for Ben Jonson, who during the period it was moving through the Jaggard printing house was residing with his King Bacon at Gorhambury, assisting in its editing and production. It has long since been recognised by orthodox Shakespeare and Baconian scholars that the Ben Jonson verse is strewn with double meanings. The opening words, this figure, immediately sets the tone of this ambiguous verse. The archaic meaning of the word figure is faint. Both words are derived from the Latin fingo or fingere, found in any commonplace Latin dictionary, meaning to invent, fabricate or devise, with fictum in the same section, meaning fictional, a falsehood, or something invented, a lie. The word figure also obviously means a number, the lifeblood of Baconian ciphers, in other words, the very art of secret writing. In drawing attention to the pregnant line in the To the Reader, as well in brass as he hath hit his face, Sir Edwin Durning Lawrence highlights that the key word hit means hid, as it does in Chaucer's Squire's Tale. Right as a serpent hit him under flowers, till he may seen his time for to bite. In the notes and glossaries found in his various editions of Chaucer's complete works, W. W. Skeat, Professor of Anglo-Saxon at Cambridge, elucidates the meaning of hit as meant by Chaucer. Hit hides. Hit is a contracted form equivalent to hideth. It also appears as hut, as in yeth me hut and helti, if one hides and conceals it. There is no doubt Jonson intimately knew the works of Chaucer and the meaning of the word hit as he employed it. The allusion derives from the well-known lines of Virgil. The same lines are alluded to in Macbeth. There is a very telling example of a similar anagrammatical usage of the word hit appearing in the comparatively little-known work The French Academy, which was printed in France in 1578 at a time when Bacon was in Paris under the supervision of Sir Amias Paulet, ambassador to France. The first English translation, according to its title page, translated by T.B., is dedicated to the right virtuous and worshipful gentleman and his singular good friend, Master John Barne, Esquire, below which stands an ornate woodblock containing a large capital S of some importance. Further additional parts of the French Academy were issued over a series of many years. The first and only complete edition in English, entitled The French Academy, fully discoursed and finished in 4 books, the 4th part, never before published in English, appeared printed for Thomas Adams in 1618. Above its dedication, addressed to the right virtuous and worshipful gentleman and his singular good friend Mr. John Barnes, Esquire, is the same archer emblem as appears over a catalogue of the several comedies, histories and tragedies in the Shakespeare First Folio. "39 years later, the large ornate letter S on the dedication page in the first English 1586 edition, a different design from the one used in the original 1578 French edition, this identical woodblock, every defect and peculiarity in the one will be found in the other, was used in the essays or counsels, civil and moral, of Francis Lord Verulam, Viscount St. Alban, printed by John Haviland for Hannah Barrett and Richard Whittaker in 1625, appearing below the dedication to the Right Honourable my very good Lord the Duke of Buckingham. The title page of the 1618 edition of the French Academy, printed for Thomas Adams, is almost identical in design to the title page of the 1622 edition of Bacon's The History of the Reign of King Henry VII, printed by W. Stansby for Matthew Lowndes and William Barrett, issued shortly before the first folio in 1623. Very little is known of its supposed author, Pierre de la Primaude. Indeed, much evidence highlighted by Smedley makes it abundantly clear that in fact Bacon was the true author of the French Academy, which is repeatedly confirmed by the Baconian Rosicrucian ciphers found in the original 1578 edition and the 1586 and 1618 English editions of the same. The first chapter of the French Academy contains a description in theatrical language of how this special academy, just like the one in Love's Labour's Lost, was formed. But because I know not whether in naming my companions by their proper names, supposing thereby to honour them, as indeed they deserve it, I should displease them, which thing I would not so much as think, I have determined to do as they do that play on a theatre, who under borrowed masks and disguised apparel do represent the true personages of those whom they have undertaken to bring on the stage. I will therefore call them by names very agreeable to their skill and nature. The first Asa, which signifieth felicity; the second Amana, which is as much to say as truth; the third Aram, which noteth unto us highness, and to agree with them as well in name as in education and behaviour. I will name myself Achitob, which is all one with brother of goodness. The name Achitob conceals and yields the anagram Baco hit, which, given the Chaucer meaning of the word hit, can be read as Baco hid, meaning Bacon hid. Moreover, the Achitob anagram equates numerically to 56, Fr. Bacon in simple cipher. The French Academy was, needless to say, familiar to the learned Ben Jonson, as was its true authorship concealed and revealed in the pseudonym Achitob, which yields the anagram Baco hit, meaning Bacon hid, the same device Ben put to use in the address to the reader, prefixed to the Shakespeare first folio. If we return to the first word this in the to the reader, it will be observed that the next two lines begin with the letters I and W, which reading upwards forms the word wit. So now we read that this figure that thou seest was for gentle Shakespeare cut, where the graver, Martin Droeshout, had a strife with nature to outdo the life, or could he but have drawn his wit as he hath hit his face. Here Ben Jonson twice cryptically reveals the identity of the secret author of the Shakespeare first folio. He informs us that the Droeshout mask has hid his face. Who then is the wit, the divine mind and intellectual responsible for creating this great masterpiece of art and literature, concealed behind the Droeshout mask and within this address prefixed to the Shakespeare first folio? Well, like the Droeshout mask, the answer is staring us right in the face. The word wit is the 33rd word in the verse. 33 is Bacon in simple cipher. Furthermore, the line, "Oh, could he but have drawn his wit," is an allusion to the Latin inscription around the miniature portrait of Francis Bacon, painted by Nicholas Hilliard in 1578. If I could but only paint his mind. With the skilful concealment of the author's true likeness cryptically revealed several times throughout the verse, the dexterous Ben Jonson finally instructs the reader to hit on his face or his true identity, which he again reveals by communicating a secret message to posterity by spelling out down the left-hand side his name, F. Bacon. The cryptographic message repeatedly conveyed by Ben Jonson in the address to the reader is the great philosopher-poet hidden behind the Droeshout mask is Francis Bacon, the concealed author of the Shakespeare First Folio.